mentioned third time fighting at the Prudential Center.
Fifth time.
Fifth time,
yeah.
Does it feel like this could be the last? I mean, UFC doesn't come to New Jersey nearly as often as they used to. You mentioned how you're on the later stage of your career. Do you feel like this could be the last time you fight on the show in New Jersey?
Who knows? It might be. It might not be. I'm not. I don't really know if I'm in a position right now to say that. Like I said, I'm playing it fight by fight at this moment. Who knows when they'll be back? It's been a little while since I've been back here at the Prudential Center, so it might happen, it might not. It doesn't really bother me either way. It's a cool venue, but.
Does this time feel any different than the first?
Not really. It feels like. When the heck was the last time I fought here? I fought here in 2015 against Dariush, and it's been a long time. So it's like it feels kind of new again here, but I don't really know if it's any different, per se.
We spoke to Clay earlier about this, but you guys both have so many fights. It almost seems like it was inevitable you'd cross paths at some point.
Yeah, we could have fought in my debut. It's just the way that it goes. Sometimes guys don't get matched up. We were definitely very close to being matched up back in like 2010, 2011, early 2011. But it just never happened, and we're both still around. So it'll be 61 between the two of us comes Saturday. So who knows? We could both be around again and do it again sometime maybe.
You said maybe do a little fishing, do a little hunting after.
There you go. There you go. That'd be awesome. Clay's a pretty good fisherman. I'd like to get out there on the water with him.
You like gritty 15-minute wars? You really enjoy that?
I don't like that.
You pushing yourself in.
Yeah.
Well, at least in the cage, it looks like you're having fun.
Well, yeah. It's. I don't train to be in it, right? I train to blow my opponents out. I train to fight in massacres, not in wars. So it's just kind of who I am. That if it's not going my way, or if the guy's surviving, I'm just going to keep going. Because I got 19 wins in the UFC. You've never seen me excited about winning a decision. The only time I get fired up and get amped up is if I put somebody away, and that's what I'm fighting for. That's what I'm gunning for. So, being in those gritty, tough battles is just kind of it's a byproduct, I guess, of the way that I fight and what my goal is when I step into the octagon. But I sure as hell don't want it because it hurts.
Yeah, I'm sure. So, what do you make of Clay Guida as an opponent? Because it seems he's got a lot of cardio, high output, right? Works really hard.
Yeah.
He's a grinder. It seems that fight kind of.
It's definitely that matchup that it's got the makings. Neither one of us are going to back down. Neither one of us are going to stop. We've both been in those tough scraps, those bloody fights. Had the chips stacked against us, and where some other fighters might find their way out, we haven't, and it could be that fight. I haven't been busting my ass so that it will be. I'm prepared for it, but I'm trying to put away as fast as I can so I can line another one up, before too late in this year.
And kind of what we talked about earlier, are you sort of surprised that you guys didn't fight earlier? Because it seems that it's a fight that fans will appreciate, and sorry, not only that, but you guys are veterans and have been fighting forever.
I wouldn't say really surprised. It's just one of those things that sometimes the matchups get made, sometimes they don't, and he was at 45s for a bit there, and if he hadn't gone to 45s, I'm sure that we probably would have been matched up a little bit sooner. We both stayed in the game long enough, so it was bound to happen, and it's one that I'm excited for. He brings a unique fight to the octagon, and he's got some wins against some great opponents, fighting his style. So it's a tough test for me, but I feel like I'm prepared and I'm ready to go.
And you mentioned that at this point you're just taking it fight by fight, like you're going to stop fighting. Why is that? Is there a specific reason?
I was in 2016, early 2016. I was prepared to make UFC 200 my final fight. You know, I mean, that was in the weeks leading up to my fight with Diego at 196. I was going to fight that fight and win or lose, tell Joe Silva, you know, I wanted to be on 200 as my final one. And then I found out I had Lyme disease, and so I gave it a little time. I was like, all right, let's see what the medication can do and what I can, like how much of this is going to go away. And it was a big step forward. I wasn't out of the water for a bit there. 2017 was difficult as well. It kind of came back and kicked my ass for a bit there. But so now that I'm able to push like I used to. I'm able to train like I used to. For a long time there, I couldn't lift. I couldn't sprint because my nervous system was so zapped that I would just be laid up for a couple days. So I got away with doing my technique training. I'd roll a little bit. I'd spar a little bit. And I started running. And that's kind of what got me through it. You know, I mean, up until 2015, I didn't run. I wasn't a runner because I sprinted. I did sprints on the treadmill. I did sprints, in circuits and stuff like that, and never got outworked doing that. Healthy, never got outworked doing that. So, I kind of was forced out of my element. I was forced to train in a way that wasn't allowing me to fight to my strengths. And the last like 18 months or so, 12, 18 months, it's been a lot better, but at the same time, I don't know what's going to happen, and this is 33. So, like I said, I'm playing it by ear. I want to know. I'm not the type that's going to, have a bad night and call it quits. That's not me. I'm not going to make an emotional decision, after a fight. I want to know leading up to a fight that it's going to be my last one, because I'm not the type that's going to come back. So, that kind of excites me. That excites me knowing that, that last one, it's gonna be playtime because there's nothing left to hold back for. There's no more like, trying to get wins together or anything like that. Trying to get in the rankings, all this stuff. It's just go out and have fun. So when that day comes, I might tell you guys leading up to it. I might not. I probably will tell you. But. It's not Saturday.
Then what do you think the key to having this long career, having this longevity is, what other guys get?
Stubborn bullheadedness, and luck. There, I can think back to a couple fights, the Diego one in particular, and a couple other ones. Actually, when I fought Kamal Chalarus here, was another fight that, I had a good night that night. I fought well, but the camp was it was brutal. It was absolutely brutal. So there have been a couple times where I got away with it, But the way that I've always looked at it is like, I'm not going to advance my career by pulling out of a fight. I'm not going to get paid by pulling out of a fight either. So I cherish the opportunities. I really do, and I've been lucky, knock on wood. I've been lucky that nothing like super devastating has happened. I've had, there's plenty of things going on in my body that I'd rather not be, injury-wise from making a career out of this. But it's kind of been luck, like. I've been cut plenty of times 2 weeks before fights, a little crazy glue and everybody biting their tongue has kind of helped me out and being lucky enough not to get busted open in the fight as well. But it's I don't know. Like I said, I've been lucky, and I've also trained through some stuff and fought through some stuff that I probably shouldn't have, and sometimes I've gotten away with it, and sometimes I haven't.
Is there anything about your game specifically playing that being a wrestler and that wrestling mindset that's helped him? About how you fight allowed you
I don't know. It maybe just the pressure aspect of it. I enjoy fighting because I enjoy what it brings out of me to me. You know, like I like the push. I like feeling fatigued. I enjoy that in training. You know, and I make sure that, like, if it's my last round, I'm going as hard as I can for that last round. And it's the same thing, you know, in a fight. I'm pushing, and I'm there to try to expose a little bit of more of me, you know, kind of chip away at the things that everybody has that we kind of hold back sometimes. And I think that pressure has fatigued some of my opponents enough that they haven't been able to do as much damage as they probably could have. Back to your question, you know, like, that's what kind of has saved me, I think. But you know, the fighting, it beats you up, but the training's the one that gets most guys. So, you know, just being lucky in the room, having good training partners around me has surely been one of the biggest things that's helped me. You know, it's not about winning; it's about getting better, and that's something that pretty much everybody through the years that I've trained with has had, you know, in common.